Hi guys, it's Anya, otherwise known here on YouTube as Pink Sweets. I'm going to be doing my first makeup tutorial today and I'm really excited. I'm going to be using some products that I recently purchased that I will review in another video, but I'm just going to be kind of showing you what they are like in action today. The first is going to be this set of Real Techniques brushes that I got at Walgreens. I got the set, which originally was $30, and I believe I got it for about $12.99. It does come with the complexion sponge, which I believe on its own is about $10.99. This smaller sponge, and then 5 makeup brushes. It says it's a $47 value. I don't know, but we will see how they do today. And I'm also going to be featuring a lip topper from Juvia in Funfetti, which is new to me. And I'm really excited to use that. I'm probably going to use it over top of a liquid lipstick. So, without any more chit-chat, let's get started. So first and foremost, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my brows. I am not an Instagram brow person, so my brows usually take me about 5 seconds to do. We'll see. I usually use the e.l.f. brow pencil. I used to use samples that I'd gotten from Sephora, and when I ran out, I didn't know what to get, so this was one of the things that I just decided to pick up. I think it was maybe $2, but again, I'm not really an Instagram brow person, so I didn't feel like I needed something expensive. I just kind of fill in any sparse areas and just try to make them look as good as possible. So I'm going to be using my Jeffree Star Cosmetics mirror today to get a closer look at my face, and I will try not to block the camera, but we shall see how that goes. So I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna kind of draw a line above and then just fill in where I see fit. Most of the time I will probably do this off camera just to save time, but I figured since it was my first tutorial, I would show what I do. And I usually do them first. When I do my makeup, I tend to do my eye makeup first before I do my face makeup because I like to use really bright colors and I like to go in with glitter occasionally. And I find that whenever you do that and you do your foundation first, I don't know how people do it because I always get fallout on my face or I mess up my face base somehow and then I'm upset. So I usually do my eyes first and then I go in with my face makeup. So it just kind of makes a difference. They usually aren't sisters either. They're usually cousins. So next I'm going to put on my eyeshadow base, and that is going to today be the MAC Paint Stick in white. This is a very bright white color. I do like it because I feel like it is a very emollient product. It causes the eyeshadows to really stick to my eyelids, and it really causes shadows to pop, the colors. So I just go in and put it on first. Now, I used to accidentally use too much, and that is not a good thing because if you use too much, your eyeshadow will crease. I'm going to go in with my slightly wet Morphe sponge, and I'm just going to use the Morphe sponge to tap out the base, make sure to get in the inner corner, and remove any excess product, which again will help prevent any creasing when I put on my eyeshadow, hopefully. Okay. Blended it out very quickly. So now that we have a smooth but white canvas, which has removed any discoloration from my eyelids, we're going to go in with our face base, which is today the Bobbi Brown face base. I already prepped my skin this morning. Now it's about 5 o'clock in the evening. But this morning I prepped my skin with the Glam Glow Dream Duo. I feel like whenever I use that before makeup, either the night before or that morning, I find that my skin is very plump and I feel like it just looks the best for makeup. So then I'm going to go in with my Makeup Revolution Face Blur Primer. I believe that this is an exact dupe for the YSL primer, and I really love it. I feel like it's actually better than, and it is like the clear kind of gel with like the gold flecks in it, and I just take a tiny amount, kind of put it all over my face. I did, by the way, wash my hands before I started applying things to my face. You always want to make sure your hands are clean, otherwise you're going to get oil and things clog your pores. We don't want that. So I'm gonna smooth that into my face. Now the reason that I do this part before I do my eyeshadow is because I want to give it time to kind of set in. I feel like if I go and I do this right before foundation, then generally my foundation tends to cake up just because I haven't let it sunk in a little bit into my skin. Now, in order to get that perfect, we hope perfect, cat eye shape, we are going to use the tape method, which, if you haven't seen that before, but I'm sure you have, is I just take normal, like Scotch tape. Don't do that with your teeth. And I take one piece for each side. I kind of run it along my hand to get rid of the stickiness, and then I just put it at an angle on the outer part of my eye so that when I put my eyeshadow in the outer corner, it's going to give us kind of like a winged cat eye shape. So today I wanted to do a very bright, colorful look using greens mainly, some blues, and maybe a little bit of black on the outer V. So first we're going to go in with the Juvia's Place Zulu palette. I love this palette. All of the palettes I believe I'm going to use today are going to be Juvia's Place. So we're going to start out going in the inner corner with this color here. This is the only Juvia's Place palette that I have that does not have the names printed on anywhere. So I'm not sure why. So we're going to go in with this Makeup Geek brush. It is the foiled eyeshadow brush. And we're going to take that lime green shade and we're going to coat the brush with it. I usually don't go in with a transition shade. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but initially I usually do not. But everybody does things differently, right? So we're just going to place that on the inner corner. And it is just the most beautiful lime green shade. I love it. It's so bright and so foiled. And we're just going to bring it to right about there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. I'm not going to bring it in too far because I do have a few other green shades that I want to work with. I also want to use some blues. I am going to use one shade that is not from Juvia's Place, and that is Moneymaker by Sugar Pill. It is kind of an olive greeny gold green color. So I'm going to take a little bit of that on the same brush, and I'm just going to place that directly next to that green. Usually I don't plan out my eyeshadow looks exactly how I'm going to do them ahead of time. I just kind of go in and start playing with makeup. I think it's more fun that way, and then you never know what you're going to get. However, sometimes it makes it difficult for me to recreate a look unless I write down what I used, because I don't remember, since I don't do it the same way twice. So now I kind of went over that first shade a little bit and then went out a little bit further. Then we're going to go into the Magic palette from Juvia's Place, which I also love. And we're going to go in with this beautiful green shade down here, which is called Buzo. And I'm again going to just use the same brush because we're using all shimmer shades so far. And I'm just going to put that right next to and a little bit on top of that other olivey green shade. I think I have a little bit of allergies today because the weather has changed. I'm not normally stuffed up. And then we're going back into the Zulu palette, and we are going to do something with this beautiful blue shade here. I don't know exactly where we're going to place it yet. We're going to do something, because I do want to incorporate a little bit of blue. I think I'm just going to go a little bit over that last green shade that we used in the inner part closest to where we put the Moneymaker shade, and still leaving some of that emeraldy green, but giving it just that little bit of blue pop. If you hear a noise in the background, my dogs are in the other room, so hopefully you'll meet them in a future video. I'm sure you will. They are the light of my life. So, and then we're going to switch brushes because we're going to use a blending brush. And we're going to go into that Real Techniques brush set. And usually I don't use these types of brushes for the outer V, but I really want to try it because I've seen other people do it and I feel like it really gives them like a sharp edge. But this is the Domed Shadow brush from Real Techniques. So we're going to go back, into the Magic palette, but also the Zulu palette. So first we're going to use the Zulu palette. We're going to use this purple shade right here on the outer part of the palette, and I'm just going to coat that brush like so. And then we're going to take this, and we can be really haphazard with it because we put that tape there. So we're literally just going to blend it all the way to the tape. See how I can just keep going, and then you want to pack it where the tape is so that when you take the tape off, you have that perfect like cat eye look. I love that shape. And this does work really well for the outer area, I think. I'm blending it somewhat into the greenish blue, but not too much. And then we're going back into the Magic palette, and we're going to use one of the darkest shades. We're going to use, I believe it's called Eyebrow, which is this one right here. I have so much dog hair on my shirt, I didn't even realize it. That's what it's like to have a dog. I feel like I vacuum literally every single day. But I wouldn't trade them for the world. think in my last video I told you guys I have 3 dogs. I have a dog named Suki, and I have a dog named Sephora, but we call her Sophie for short. She's the long-haired Chihuahua. And then I have a dog named Jeffree Star. He's my only boy dog, and he's a mix. We rescued him. So I'm just darkening up that outer crease with that shade called Ice from the Magic palette. And it's kind of going to give it a little bit less of a purple and a little bit more of like a blackish blue tinge to the outer V. But it's still going to leave a little bit of purple there. So we're just blending until we are satisfied with the pigmentation. I love doing bright eyeshadow looks. I probably will not do many neutral looks on this channel. I will try my best because I do know that a lot of people are interested in more wearable, quote-unquote neutral looks, but and that's great. I just don't think they look great on me, so that's why I tend to just do bright looks, but we'll see. We will see. So I'm going to use that foiled brush that we used originally, and I'm going to go into the Deuce palette from Juvia's Place. I love this packaging. And I'm just going to use this shimmery pinkish whitish shade on the top as my brow bone highlight. It's a very duochrome pinkish white shade. I love it. I like putting it in the inner corner a lot of times too. And just doing the brow bone with that, and then we're going to go back in with that brush, no additional product, but just kind of run it along the top, because whenever I put my brow bone highlight on, I tend to kind of lose a little bit of that pigmentation closest to the line between the brow bone and the crease. Maybe if I did my brow bone highlight first. So then we're going to do something fun. We're going to take the color distortion of the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liner, and we are going to put that in the inner corner over top of the first lime green shade that we used. We're just going to put it on until we feel like we've gotten enough sparkle. It's going to be difficult to see it on camera, but I feel like it just adds that little bit of green sparkle that I want. And I probably could do more than what I am, but I'm just going to do this for now. And I'm going to try to put some photos, some close-ups of my makeup on Instagram, which I will link my Instagram page below. It's just at Pink Sweets with a 1 instead of an I. So that just added some, you can see it, some sparkle. Okay. So now we are going to remove the tape. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Neutrogena Night Calming Makeup Wipes. I'm just going to get out one. That's all we need. And I'm going to remove any fallout on my face first. And then I'm going to kind of go in and take stuff off the lower lash line, because we're going to go back in and do the lower lash line later. And I find that if I don't remove it from the lower lash line, it tends to mix in with my foundation or my concealer, and I don't like that, because my skin tone isn't purple, so I don't want, you know, I don't want purple. And then I'm just kind of sharpening the shape up a little bit my eyes, most people's eyes are not the same shape. So you're not always going to get exactly the same shape on both eyes. So we're going to use some more of those Real Techniques brushes when we go in with our face makeup. I'm just adjusting my leg. Okay. So I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty foundation in shade 120 and the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric foundation in the shade 3.5. This is my favorite foundation combination. To be honest with you guys, I love mixing the Fenty foundation with any foundation. I found the one time I did my makeup last week where I didn't mix the Fenty in, I didn't like my makeup. I think that this makes any foundation combination, it makes it matte, but not too matte, not drying matte. And it also makes it last all day, full coverage. And it just, I don't know how to explain it. It just makes it look amazing. So I mixed 2 pumps of the Giorgio Armani and 3 pumps of the Fenty on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to mix that with my Sonia Kashuk sponge. I just got a 2-pack of these. It is the Sonia Kashuk Makeup Blender Duo. And that's what it looks like when you first get it. And this is what it looks like when you use it. So I absolutely love this sponge. I might go in with my Morphe sponge when I get closer to my eyes, but honestly, I do think that this does also get into your eyes. I mean, not into your eyes, up to your eyes. Let's try that again. So first I'm just placing the foundation everywhere. And I did mix those 2 foundations together. That Fenty foundation, oh my goodness. I want to purchase the 150 because I think the 150 is probably the correct shade. And I think that the 120 is a little bit too light for me. But I like mixing it in because a lot of foundations are too dark for me. So having a shade that's a little bit too light for me is actually good because it allows the other foundations to be, you know, to make, it mixes well with them and then allows the foundation to be the correct shade for me. So I really like that. But I do want to buy the correct shade so that I can wear it by itself. I'm just going to kind of look, see how this is looking, because I was just using the camera to, okay, that's looking pretty good. Then we're going to go in with, the Makeup Revolution concealer. I think we are. It was right here. Okay. We're just going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape for today because I had the Makeup Revolution one. This is in the shade Fair Neutral. I'm almost out. Probably won't repurchase, but I wanted to use what I had remaining. But the Makeup Revolution concealer, I don't know if I would say that it's like a dupe for it or like an exact dupe. But I do think it is similar, and I think it works, but I think it does work just as well. Like, it is pretty full coverage, it does blend out really well. So, I do love it. And it is $7, and at the time that I bought it, I bought 3 because it was buy 2, get 1, or no, I'm sorry, I bought 2. It was buy 2, get 1 free for Makeup Revolution products. So I purchased 2 of the concealers and then I got the Blur primer for free, which, oh, that primer is so amazing. I feel like it really makes a difference in the longevity of my foundation, and I feel like it really, really, really works well in terms of blurring my pores and making just my foundation look really, really smooth. Sorry, I didn't mean to block you guys there. So the next product we're going to go in with is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is a new one. I have used up 1.5 of them. Originally, I purchased the second lightest shade, which was 010, I believe. This is 05. I like 05 better for sure. Yeah, so I'm going to go in with that same sponge. I'm just going to set under my eyes. I love this powder. I think this is the best loose powder, and I really have to set my chin. I really have to be like mindful of how often I use it, because I have so many loose setting powders. Like I have the Cameo one from Ben Nye. I have the Ghost one from Makeup Revolution. I have the Coty Airspun powder. I have the Kat Von D setting powder. I have so many, and I feel like I always go back to this one, and I feel like I'm not using the other ones that I have, which once I use up those, I probably won't repurchase them. I'll probably only repurchase the Fit Me. I feel like it makes my makeup look great. It doesn't make it look cakey. I feel like it really works in terms of blurring my pores. And I feel like it sets my makeup beautifully, and I feel like it makes it last all day. So I really love it. And it's drugstore, which I believe if you get it at Walmart, it's like $5, so you can't beat that. So there we go. Then after that, I'm going to take my MAC Studio Fix powder. And I am in the shade NW20. Sometimes I'm NW20. Sometimes I am in the shade N4, I believe it is. And I am just going in with, where did I put my brushes? There they are. I'm just going to go in with this Wet n Wild brush. It is the flat top brush. I'm just going to take that, as I got powder on the shirt, and I'm just going to pounce that in. Pounce, is that the proper terminology? Pounce that in just to the parameters of my face. I don't want to go in all over. A little bit here. And then I'm going to use my gigantic Morphe brush, the E41 powder brush, and I'm just going to swirl it around. I like to do this to kind of knock off any excess powder. I don't usually bake per se, but it does remove any excess powder from my face, so I really like that. Okay, now we're gonna go in with this brush from Real Techniques, and I will do a full review on what I think about the brush set. Sorry, that's really loud. I should have taken these out first, but I wanted to show you them as a set, so that's fun. Okay, so we're going to take, oh goodness, they're like taped in there. So we're going to take this brush, which they call a bronzer brush. It's an interesting looking bronzer brush. They are really soft though. And this brush is the contour brush, also very soft. So for bronzer, today we're going to go into my favorite, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade just bronzed. So we're going to go in with that first. And I'm going to take that contour brush. Yeah, that seems to pick up a good amount of product. That's awesome. I'm just going to go in the hollows of my cheeks. Sometimes I use a separate contour powder. Today I'm just going to use my bronzer because I'm not trying to really contour and chisel out my cheekbones. I am today just kind of adding some warmth and some color back into my skin. You know, Physicians Formula, you need to make a lotion. Oh, that smells like this bronzer. Literally, it is one of my favorite scents. It just smells coconutty, but almost like coconutty, caramely. Yeah, I don't know about this brush as a bronzing brush. It's kind of big, and it's duo fiber, so it doesn't budge in terms of like, I don't know. I'll have to play around with it a little bit more to really fully see. As you can tell, my hair color is like magenta on top, then it fades to the blue. The blue is very faded. Well, all of it's very faded, but I'm going to be retouching it probably this weekend. And maybe I will talk about how I do my hair. We'll see. I'm not a big hair person, but I do have the things I like to do with my hair. Oh, I need that bronzer. I'm going to use that brush. So, no, I'm not going to use that brush. I lied. Whew. Okay, I'm going to use this brush. So I'm going to use the brush that comes with the Benefit Cheekathon. I'm not going to... Where did it go? This is crazy. Okay. So, I'm not sure. Never mind. Alright, we're just going to use something different. I'm going to go in with that contour brush then, because I want a very thin brush in order to put on my blush. I really like the blush to be kind of a stripe. I know that's not like a good look, but I like it. I don't know. So today for blush, we are going to use the Kat Von D blush it is a blush duo in Morticia and Gomez, and it's kind of like a mauve-y with like a light pink, and I kind of just swirl them together. Now I know this is gonna look crazy at first, but I'm gonna blend it out. But I do love like that blush. Not everybody likes that. I love it. And yeah, we all have our preferences. So now I'm just blending it out with the Morphe M530. Okay. For highlighter, we are going to go in with the new Maybelline Master Chrome 050 Molten Rose Gold highlighter. It's beautiful. I got it yesterday, so I've never used it before. We're going to see how this works. I am going to be reviewing any products that I just got. I'm going to be reviewing in a separate video, and talking more about it. First, I'm going to spray my face with the Australis Makeup Setting Spray. My cousin in Australia sent this to me. Thank you, Jess. And I'm just going to spray that all over my face to kind of get my face prepared for highlighter, because I feel like it just makes it look a little bit more blinding. So we're going to have to see how this highlighter looks. It's kind of like a peachy, rosy gold. I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera because my skin is very pale. Oh, no, it is. It is picking up. Wow, that's a really nice shade. And for it to be drugstore, that's awesome. I'm going to put a little bit on my nose. A little bit more on my cheeks because, yeah, I'm going to bathe in highlighter. Oh, it's a very pretty color. Sorry if I blocked you guys again. I'm just putting on a little bit more. A little bit on my forehead and a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Alright. Now, we are going to go in and we're going to do some work on the lower lash line. So we're going to take the Monster Ardency and liner in the shade black. Yep, shade black. We're going to put that on the waterline. Sorry, I need to get really close in for this. When I first used it, because Jaclyn Hill said it was the best, I'm going to be honest, I didn't like it. I don't know why. And I don't know why my opinion changed. But I don't know if my eyes used to be more watery and now they're not. Of course, there's the brush I was looking for. This is the brush that comes with the Benefit Cheekathon. And I just like it for doing that. So, anywho. Then we're going to go in with the Morphe E18. It's just a small little blending brush. And we're going to go into the Magic palette. And we're going to go back into that shade Ife, which was that dark one. And we're going to buff out that liner. With liner, I always have to get really close in. And of course, we always have to make the face, you know, when we blend out our liner. I don't know why I can never put on mascara or liner without having my mouth open and looking really weird. Whew. Okay. That was a beautiful color. It's almost like a navy blue purple. I don't know if that even makes any sense. Then I'm going to wipe off that brush, and then I'm going to take the NYX eyeshadow in Mermaid. I'm going to swirl this same brush around in it, and I'm going to put that just right in the inner corner as my inner corner highlight as I block you guys again. I will get used to doing my makeup with other people watching. And I'll get better about not blocking you guys. Yeah, that's really pretty. I gave it like the perfect bluish green add to the inner corner. I like that. That's such a beautiful shade. And just because we can, we're going to go in with the color, oh my goodness, what is this called? I don't know. The light blue of the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liner. I don't remember the color name. It might be ACDC. No, that's the purple. And I'm just putting that over top of the Mermaid shade. Alright. Now it is time for mascara. I've been having the toughest time finding a good mascara lately. I was convinced that I was going to switch from my staple, which was the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced, and I was like, I'm going to find a cheaper version or a cheaper one that I like better. Yeah, ever since then I've spent way more than just one tube of the Better Than Sex, so I should have just bought the Better Than Sex. But the fact that you replace mascara, or you should, once every 1.5 months to 3 months, depending on how often you use your mascara, I thought $24 for doing that was kind of expensive. So the one I'm using currently, it's okay. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite, but it's called the Voluminous Superstar X Fiber by L'Oreal. And it has the fibers or the primer, whatever, on one side and the mascara on the other. I've only had it for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, and I already feel as though it is getting clumpy, and I don't know. It's okay for what it is. And I did get it with a coupon. But I just feel like the Too Faced Better Than Sex is just better. So I probably will just repurchase that and call it a day. Now I'm going to take my setting spray, spray it again. My favorite setting spray is the Morphe setting spray, but they're always sold out, and I feel like I order like 2 or 3 at a time, and then they still, I don't know, I mean, it lasts me a while, but my dogs like knocked over the last one, and it started like spraying continuously, and it just, all of it came out. I was like, oh my goodness, you guys. So anyhow, I need to get a new one. And I'm going to use the OCC Cosmetics Sebastian lip liner. This is my favorite lip liner ever, and I just bought a new one. It is like the perfect grayish nude with like a mauve tint to it. And I just bought a new one because they were having a sale. All of their pencils were $5. So that's pretty amazing. And then I'm going to go in with a lipstick, I believe. Or maybe I'll just put Funfetti. No, I'm going to go in with a lipstick first. I'm going to go in with Jeffree Star's Self-Control. It's from the new Lovesick collection. I love it. It's like a lilac-y mauve. And the lip liner is slightly darker than it. But that's okay. They'll kind of blend together. And then we'll go in with the Funfetti. This is the Jouer lip topper. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's like a iridescent, like pinky white with rainbow glitter in it. And I think it's so beautiful. My favorite Jouer lip topper is the one called Sweet Tooth, which was a collab with Jeffree Star. And he donated all of his proceeds to his favorite charity. Which I thought was really cool. I think I bought 4 or 5 of those. Yeah, you can see the glitter. I will say this is the one, this one is the only one where I can actually feel the glitter a little bit. But not enough that it bothers me. And then I'm going to go in one more time with setting spray, because I love layering, I guess, the setting spray, because I feel like it really helps the makeup melt into my skin. So that is the finished makeup look. I think I like it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Look out for a new video coming probably in a day or two. I'm going to try to do a makeup tutorial or some kind of video at least every other day. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Please comment. Let me know what you'd like to see on this channel, any looks that you'd like to see, whether they're neutral or fun colors or avant-garde, editorial looks, anything. Just let me know. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, have a wonderful day.